task.
Brilliant. So we have a server info coming up for our game, and the game is going to be it's going to be Smiley Face against Comunidade Portuguesa New Wave Edition. Am I right, Admirable? We haven't changed our minds in the meantime.
Nailed it.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's right at the top of your bracket. If you are keeping up with this, if you go to etf2l.org and have a look at the Cups section, Archimedes Cup, and then the knockout stages, that's currently where we're at. We are at round 2. Round 1, we watched the Scrap.TF community team, Scrap Me Harder, get trounced out of the competition, unfortunately. And now we're moving over to the top end of the bracket. Not top in terms of skill, purely top in terms of where they're placed on your screens. So it's Smiley Face against Comunidade Portuguesa New Wave Edition. So we've seen these Portuguese guys before, and we had a lot of fun casting them. And now it's time to see how they do, how they fare against the Smiley Face team, which is headed by Joe and UFC, which apparently have been doing quite well in this tournament. So it'll be really interesting to see how that game goes. It's going to be on CP Gullywash. That is the map for the knockout round 2. Round 3, when we go on to it, is going to be a completely different map as well, and then things are going to be mixed up for the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and grand final, which we will be casting on a different day. We're only getting up to the knockout round 3 today. We're going to find out which are the 8 best teams. We've gone from 64 down to 32. No, we haven't. Wait, yes, we have. What's going on there?
That's how it works, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, that is how it works.
Okay.
Yes.
There's two teams in a fixture, right?
Okay,
so
right.
Every
Explain
time
it to me slower.
One team wins and one team loses.
Okay.
That's what they call it, a single elimination. So as soon as you lose, you're out. That means
so what happens
if you divide 64 by 2.
Give me a moment.
Get your abacus out there. Slide those beads over.
Yeah. So 2 units and 3 tenths, so 32 teams are currently in the competition, and then we'll be whittling that down in round 2 to 16 teams, and then whittling it down even further in the knockout round 3 down to the top 8 teams of the entire Archimedes Cup, which had was it 128 signups at the beginning. So big things going on there. No, wait, how many signups were there actually? I've completely forgotten the rough amount. Admirable.
Yeah, 128 was what they had at the start.
So big things there. So we're narrowing it down to the top 8 of the entire competition, and then we're going to go on a different day. Is it next Sunday, Admirable? Covering the later stages of the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have the quarterfinals, and the semis. But the grand final will be a different day after that. But some of those rounds might even be best of 3 as well, so we'll get even more action. And there'll be fewer teams, there'll be fewer variables. We'll have a better idea about the teams, so it'll be much more professional. There won't be so much ham-fisted casting / organising going on at the same time.
Absolutely. It's difficult for us to keep track of what's going on when teams are all over the place and trying to organise things themselves, and we have to get in touch with them. So when we've whittled it down to the last 8, then the last 4, and then the last 2 for the grand final, we will know exactly what's going on. We'll have talked to the teams and the team leaders and get a backstory for them as well, so that we can bring you all of the action and all of the insight for the later stages of the Archimedes Cup. So that'll be happening next Sunday, and then an unforeseen date for the grand final of the Archimedes Cup, and for the main share of that 1,000. Is it €1,000? I think it is, or is it $1,000?
€1,000.
€1,000. Wow, €1,000
well, I think the
prize
value
pool.
of the euro is crashing right now. I'm not sure. It could
We'll
be
have to
worth
finish
nothing.
it quickly. We'll have to finish the competition quickly and cash out before the value of the euro is dragged down into the dust.
Those damn Greeks, man. There are Greek elections coming up, man. Threatening to default on their loans if a certain party wins. That's what I read in the papers anyway. I don't know if I should believe it or not, but on this server, we're going to have a team from Portugal, another team affected pretty badly, right, by the credit crunch all those years back. They're going to be facing off against Joe NUFC, the smiley-faced medic body here for Team Smiley Face. I don't know, we'll just call them Smiley Face, right?
Yeah, I think we should call them Team Happy. Their little Smiley Face is a little happy chappy. I think I might call them the Happy Chaps.
You're fired. I need a new caster right now. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a attempt at a roster rundown for New Wave Edition, the Comunidade Portuguesa. We're gonna have San Alex playing medic, not to be infused with Alex the Roamer. It's gonna be Nadismo on pocket. I don't think it was him last time. But Simba and Osga and Scouts, TX and Demo. We have gone live here, so if you've just joined us on teamfortress.tv. This is Admirable with Sideshow and Suyooo. We're here for the first TF2 Center Archimedes Cup, sponsored by Scrap.TF. Knockouts, it's the second round of the knockouts, and we're on to the first middle here. Smiley Face are coming in from the blue choke here. They haven't rolled out from Big Door, and they're trying to just play around their medic, control that med pack, and they've gotten first blood. Alex the Roamer jumps up and dies for Wave PT, but they haven't been able to capitalize on that. They're just hemorrhaging players here. Their medic, UFC, has gone down, and it seems like they're going to have to concede that first middle Sideshow and back out, come up with a new plan.
Yeah, San Alex manages to stay alive as well. He wasn't building for much of that. He did have to get out of the fight in order to retain his life, but he's got 60%. That's about a 55% advantage over the Smiley Face team as they're moving now onto capping that second point and moving forward. So they're going to have the Uber charge to be able to push last. It'll be interesting to see how the Smiley Face team defends here, whether they'll run an off class. It looks like they're running Sniper at the moment, holding on that top right hand side from his perspective. Shoots off a shot into low lobby. I think did a bit of damage to a soldier, but he's going to be trying to catch somebody before the Uber in, but it's too late. Alex is already in. He's trying to get onto UFC, doesn't quite manage to pop it off. San Alex not bringing anybody else in on the Uber, and it has been a crushed offense here. The Smiley Face team with a great defense, only dropping one player there, ZLJ, to that attack, and they managed to hold on, and now they have the huge Uber advantage. The Uber situation completely has flip-flopped, and it looks like Colibri really pushing it forward, trying to spawn camp there. Does actually take down Oscar with a nice pipe.
Yeah, and that sort of dynamic is something you're going to see a lot on Gullywash. Even if you're a massive Uber disadvantage, the way that that last point is structured means you can pull off some heroic defenses, as we just saw there from Joe's team. The Smiley Face, Suyooo says, are actually known as domestical abusive Joes, which I don't know if he's trying to troll me or not. You know, I wouldn't think that'd be very professional behaviour from a tournament admin, but I'm going to stick with Smiley Face. You're calling them the Happy Chappies. But we do at least know the name of their opposition. It's Comunidade Portuguesa New Wave Edition, and they've busted out the Pyro here. Their Scout Osga is going to off-class as the Pyro is going to use the Air Blast to try and keep this Uber that's just about to come in away, but Jill Collins goes down there, didn't get the flash from his medic as he ran up against that heavy weapons guy. Simba gets gunned down by Bandit, but the Uber has come in from San Alex. He's going to be able to keep the red team alive. They've managed to find 3 frags there. They can see 3 players in front of them, but they're unsure. They seem to be hesitating here with the push out. And now they're finally plucking up the courage, but the longer they wait here, the more time is going to give the blue team to get their respawns in and make it an even fight here in terms of the numbers game. But look at the position here. A lot of red players pushing up through the riverside, the top area there. Nudismo, the pocket, goes in and gets gunned down, but that seems to be going to send them back. They actually don't have an Uber advantage here. They're slightly behind.
They did have to use on last, so because UFC popped in so much earlier with their attack and then forced off San Alex almost when the Ubers were completely finished with, it does mean that he's got a big advantage to push in with here. It's 25%, that's another 10 seconds before San Alex gets his Uber. They're going to bomb in on him, try and take him down. They do manage to take him down. Great focus there from Chill Collins. A nice play by him to take out the medic. No threat of an Uber charge on this defense. Simba and Oscar, the only ones left. They're not able to hold that point, and 1-0 to the Happy Chappies, to that Smiley Face team. And it's looking like it's going to be a real contest there. Smiley Face pushing all the way from a great defense on their last.
Yeah, and that sort of timing of the Ubers is a mechanic that is pretty powerful in sixes. Like, they were aware they had that slight advantage. They were able to push on it and kill the enemy medic San Alex before he could get his own. But onto this mid fight, we're going to see big door rollout from San Alex. He's just been obliterated by the bomb in there from ZLJ. He absolutely crushed the combo there. If they were trying to push that right hand side, skip and jump across the point. There's only Simba and TX the demo man left alive, both on 9 health. Simba's going to go down. TX has tried to back off, but he's taken the longest route instead of going straight for the lobby. He tries to go top, and he has perished. So that's a very late spawn for their demo man. That's just going to make it even easier for Joe's smiley face team to just push forward here. They don't have to fear the sticky trap. They can maybe milk their uber charge a little bit. That means like they don't pop it immediately. They can take a little bit of damage first before they go for that invulnerability, but they're going to come in from Riverside, it seems. Sideshow, the push is impending.
It is, and there's still 20 seconds before San Alex can get his Uber, so he'll have to do a lot of dodging or try and just keep his team alive with buffs. It looks like they've already lost their heavy and their pocket, so everybody going down here on the Portuguese team. Only TX doing a valiant effort of taking down the soldier there. Olga, the last one left alive, to try and contend with 3 players from the smiley face team. And it's a quick 2-0 off the back of a good mid-fight and a late spawn for their demo man. They're just not able to get these Ubers up on defense, and they're not holding the smiley face team out well enough without the Uber. Maybe they need to make more use of the pyro, or possibly get a sentry up if they know that they've got the time to spare. It looks like TX is playing very defensively up top, put down a big sticky trap there. ZLJ tries to jump up, but he's down to 20 health, does go down actually. It's quite a passive mid apart from that from the smiley face team. The Portuguese taking the fight to them. A big bump up there for Chill Collins. He is just going to get healed. Both of the soldiers really weak for the Portuguese team, but they're slowly making their way across. They still have that pick advantage, and they managed to bully 2 players out on Big Door. So now with Simba moving forward, they get the demo man as well. Nudismo with the pick onto Calibri, and that's going to secure them the mid fight, and they should be pushing with this Uber, because a demo man down gives you a great advantage in an Uber fight.
Yeah, they're in danger of committing too many players to this Uber though. San Alex has popped off, but Alex the roamer who he popped on is trying to get behind. He's shooting Ubered players. Now he's going to get forced up top where he can get that kit on the high ground, and that's going to be a distraction. This is an opportunity for New Wave to push forward, but Alex the roamer has been cleaned up, and now they're just going to continue to drop like flies there around that big door as the demo man there, Calibri, just walking forward, spamming those stickies onto those grouped up players, just doing bonus damage.
Med fight in the in the tree house, and San Alex comes out on top. He did get, I think he got 50%, but he might have even got 75% there by getting 2 or 3 Uber saws. So that was a great play by him, but Joe and UFC was so close to getting the pick either way. It just went down to the melee timings, which can be a bit of a finicky thing in TF2, as you'll know. So a big Uber advantage here for the Portuguese team as they move forward. They're going to be trying to push through this big door area with 4 of their players. Calibri's going to be trying to force them as they get through, but he can't really spend his life doing that. So they'll wait until they're pushed behind them to deal with man with hair, and then they'll push back into lobby with this Uber charge. So they might be extended a little too far forward, but they're getting the picks that they need. They just need to make sure they've got a secure cap on second now.
They've sort of abandoned their demo man and roamer deep in enemy territory, but you do see Nudismo going way into the combo there. Didn't really do much damage onto Joe, but you treated that Uber charge for territory there. They've got control of the middle and now CP4, so they can hold forward in the lobby here and they can control the exit. So if Joe tried to encourage his team to push, they can try and force them early here and just back out, because there's so much room. Like, they've got 4 points to run away across, but whereas our blue team here, the smiley face guys, they've got their back up against the wall. They're trying to hold on their own last. They're trying to push out here. Oh, Alex comes in, smashes ZLJ. The enemy roamer gets the force off as well. Huge plays here from Alex, the Portuguese roamer. There's action going on as they just go straight past the blue combo who had Ubered in lobby down through that flank on the riverside, get themselves onto the point, and they have proven they deserve to be in this fixture. They've gotten around on the board. They're making it 2-1 as we go to the 4th middle. We do indeed have a game on our hands, Sideshow.
Absolutely, they've proved that they can party with the smiley face team here. They had the previous opportunity when they pushed all the way to last, but this time, nice, clever play delivers the round. Oh, man with hair going too aggressive there and getting taken down. Chill Collins is going to try and make up for any damage that he's done. He's done a lot of it himself. A huge play actually by Chill Collins to really gain a lot of ground for his team and do a ton of damage. Now San Alex has to try and back off. Oscar's gonna give his life cleverly in exchange for his medic getting out, and now they're just gonna have an uber charge to defend last with here. It looks like Admirable.
Yeah, that was a nice adaptation there on middle from Calibri and his team. Like in the previous middle, we saw Comunidade Portuguesa play slightly more passive and group up and try and get that early frag and just use their numbers, but Calibri abused that by walking forward with those stickies, just doing multiple damage to multiple targets. You can't blow up against the demo man because he will just crush you, and he did that. He actually managed to force the scouts away on one side as well. Dan Alex did a great job to stay alive, which means it is Uber versus Uber on last. The deal with the pocket though has gone in and died for the force, but that's not really a good trade there, because even though he forced the Uber, it's already on their doorstep. Like, it's not that effective. But in comes Collins there, Chill Collins getting that Uber pop out, but they haven't paid attention to the underneath. The scout has just stepped onto the point. Mammoth, hey, edges it onto the point. It's just out of range of that sticky trap as well, and he's managed to get that back cap.
Sneaky, sneaky. It is the rounds that win the game, not the frags. If you can get those back caps, they're very good. But they require you to be stealthy and sneaky rather than just going balls out aggressive with your ammunition. Alex going in there with a big bomb, trying to take that right hand side from his perspective, but that's going to allow Chill Collins to go in with one of his own, and Chill Collins is doing work there. All of his bombs have been very successful for creating a distraction, making everybody on the Portuguese team look at him, and getting a lot of damage out as well. TX gonna just wander onto a roamer, just paying too much attention to Big Door there instead of focusing on what was at his feet. So he does go down, and Joe and UFC has stayed alive. That means they have an uber advantage to be pushing last with here. It's on 90%. They'll have it up soon. It'll be interesting to see whether we see any off classes coming out here from the Portuguese team. Comunidade Portuguesa New Wave Edition. They are going to be running a heavy in the form of Simba and a Pyro from Oscar. I like this. I think the Pyro should be holding possibly a little further up to deny the Uber just at the choke point, because it makes it easier. If you let them in through the choke, it's more difficult, because instead of just shooting at one place, you have to shoot at lots. It's all up to Oscar and Simba here to really play their part well and deny this Uber charge. It looks like they're doing a good job at it. SLJ goes down. Oh, and a crits! I didn't even see that. It looks like Salah Alex has popped off. He's used it on his demo man of TX. They're desperately trying to get the frags. None of them are coming in yet. Yes, Chill Collins goes down. Calibri goes down. Only the medic left alive. Joe and UFC on the point, dancing around. Is he going to get out? Is he going to get out?
He's doing it.
Wow, he is. Sneaky, slinky. He's going to stealthily creep his way out through Riverside there. That was nice juking play by him as he got out from that. Admirable.
I think Alex, the rumor, he felt the pressure there. You know, it was like, this medic, it's a confirmed kill, but he just didn't execute. He didn't hit those shots, and Joe NUFC gave him the slip. Playing here as Heart Alila. What a lucky lady. But right now, the crits is going to be coming up again for San Alex before Joe gets his Uber by just a few seconds. They're already trying to find their position here. They're moving forward, and Joe seems to be aware of it. He's going to call his team back play, but quite defensively. But Oscar comes from behind. 2 shots. The medic. And that Uber won't even matter. The crits is being popped off though, but both soldiers jump up and just stun San Alex as he tried to drop off the balcony. Got absolutely obliterated. The crits didn't even matter, and now it's all on the remaining DM classes here to try and fight it out and keep the blue wave off that last point. The red players have shored up the defenses here. They're going to be waiting for their medic to respawn. He's just getting back on the field, but Joe is regrouped with his players too. There's not really going to be much of an advantage for either medic, but that was heart in the mouth TF2 there, Sideshow.
It absolutely was, and San Alex has switched off his Kritzkrieg onto Medigun. Both teams using that normal Uber charge to attack and defend with, and no off classes either. They've got equal Uber, so they don't feel like they need those off classes. The problem with running the off classes, they're great for defense, but when you want to push out, they really require you to go back into spawn, switch to your normal class, and then push out, just because the other class is so much quicker to move forward, and to be able to move around the map quickly gives you a great advantage.
Yeah, usually your decision to push out is based off the spawn time. So like any longer seconds it takes for you to go to the spawn and change class, those are seconds that you're losing in your push when you should be pushing with your sort of man advantage. You want to try and maximize that time. So a lot of teams, if they have if both of them have Uber, they'll just stay with the scouts, so it means they can push out quickly, because they know they can, if they flash correctly, they can defend effectively, even without like an engineer or a heavy or a pyro. So it's sort of like a calculated risk there. Maybe a scout wouldn't normally be good in defense, but if you have an Uber charge, they're great.
Absolutely, we see the Uber coming in right now from the smiley face team. San Alex has popped his off. He's got a great Uber out of this a few seconds at the end where he's invulnerable, the enemy team is not, but they haven't managed to really do anything with it. They've taken down Oscar. Where is Bandit?
He's hiding underneath. He's waiting in shadow. He's going to walk onto the point here. Oh, gets the pick on the soldier. The second scout runs in as well. Man with Hay and Bandit tag team in that point. That was a real relay race. And they managed to win gold, getting another round on the board for their team. 4-1 here as we go to the 6th middle. Comunidade Portuguesa, who managed to make it through to this round in a technicality. Maybe they're being outclassed here. It's all on smiley face. They are producing the goods right now, and again, big pressure coming out from their heavy classes. Alex the roamer jumping up alone there, but immediately denied by Bandit and Calibre. And with that pick, they're going to move forward here, and the position is just not great there from New Wave Edition. They don't even make it in through the choke. They don't commit to the middle at all. They don't follow up on the roamer because he died so early, and they really have a lot to work on their mid fights, and they seem to be the less prepared team.
They do a little bit. At the beginning of the game, they took that first mid convincingly, but they just haven't been able to put out the same performance on the later mid fights. It seems like they either send somebody in too fast who then dies and they can't follow up on it, or they get a pick on an aggressive player, but unfortunately it makes them all clump up where they take additional damage from everybody else. So they still need to work out what's going on these gully wash middles. It can be a good idea just to pick a side and send the entirety of your team up there, or some teams like to spread it out a little more and play with an aggressive or flanking few players. So they have a few different options. They just have to try and figure out which one is best before the time runs out. 2 picks in quick succession though there. Chill Collins and Bandit both going down. Man with hair gets a counter pick. Joe NUFC, sorry, up in the air. He just popped his Uber off. Both of the Ubers being used here around the choke point. Looks like Alex is in a great position to help them out though, the roamer there. And he is going to get the frags to turn the tide of this fight. Calibre desperately trying to hold them out of the choke point, but he looks like he might go down, only 64 health. But instead, they try to get onto Joe NUFC, but Chill Collins is having none of that. He stops any aggression onto his medic, and now they're going to be pushing back in.
Oh, the action continues on middle, and bodies are dropping left, right, and center. It seems like San Alex has gone down, but his Demoman TX has been just knocked into the drop down there, and I'm not sure if they realised. TX did call out medic there, and maybe Joe heard that, but oh, he's coming in trying to backstab Calibre here, but the arrow from Joe was good, kept him alive, and TX goes down. So there's no Demoman on last here for New Wave Edition to try and just control the point there with stickies. They're going to be facing an Uber charge here. This is going to be tough to deal with. It's 4-1 right now in favour of Smiley Face, and they are looking likely to get another round on the board if they can execute this push. There's a sniper up top. Ozka's just popping off shots there, but hasn't hit any heroic headshots. He's going to get gunned down in front of his teammate Simba. He's now playing Pyro, deflecting that rocket, but it's taking a lot of damage himself. He needs to try and stay alive, because staying alive is often the most important thing here. That numbers game, as we keep talking about, the Uber charge of Smiley Face is working its way in from the balcony. Though they're not going to go. Are they going to go Riverside? They're thinking about it. They might go lobby. It looks like they want to push down that left. They should be aware that their advantage is slipping between their fingers here. There's only 10% more for San Alex to get. It could be Uber versus Uber here, Sideshow.
It could well be. San Alex has now got his Uber charge, and they've let an opportunity slip away from them. ZLJ leading the supercharge, but a great denial here by Simba. He's completely negated the entirety of the Uber from Smiley Face team, and they've got a pick on Bandit. Simba may go down here, but that's just part and parcel of playing that Pyro class. Alex though throwing away his life a little bit. When they have an Uber charge to go into the combo, there was no need for him to die there. Oh, and a back cap going on. No, it wasn't a back cap, sorry.
It is. There's 2 players going for last. Chill Collins.
Oh, there are, yes.
Man with A. He tries to stand at the edge of the point. The debt from TX gets him, but with that second player there, Chill Collins is going to be the one to claim that victorious back cap yet again. I mean, we've seen a few times where Comunidade Portuguesa, when they push out, they don't cover all the entrances. They need to have that one or two players who's going left or right or the opposite direction to the combo, but onto this mid fight, and Oscar just runs up the right hand side, guns down Calibri. 2 shots there, Demo Man down, and this is going to give New Wave Edition a significant advantage on this mid fight if they can play together, play around their Demo Man, that big source of damage. But they move forward onto the point. ZLJ is trying to jump up onto San Alex. San Alex is looking to go for the frag onto Joe NUFC, gets one saw before his Demo Man steals it with the sticky. Now he's going to surf the rocket here. He's dodged all the rockets. ZLJ has to reload to get one, but no one can hit the shot on him in time, and he does get that pick onto San Alex. Both medics go down, but Comunidade Portuguesa are going to claim control of that midpoint side, Joe.
That's so unfortunate that San Alex went down there. He just surfed away from the rest of his team and they couldn't put down enough damage onto ZLJ, and he got the pick. So that equalizes the Uber situation. It means that the Smiley Face team are getting healed slightly before the Portuguese team is, and I just fear for their lives here. Have they committed a little too far on second? I like the aggression, but without the heals to back it up, it could go badly for them. The heals are there now, though. They come up to choke. San Alex leading the charge in, with TX looking like he wants to get aggressive onto Chill Collins. Chill Collins bombing in, getting TX down. He does go down, and now San Alex is in a sticky spot. Nudism coming in to try and help him out. San Alex going ham, does manage to get the pick onto Chill Collins, and then another slice onto Joe NUFC, knocking me down to 20 health. Can anybody finish off the frag onto the blue medic?
Oh, Joe's just popping off those arrows, manages to restore Calibri's health, but Alex is trying to get up onto the choke. He's not sure who to go for. Lands a nice rocket onto the demo, then another onto the medic, but just can't hit a fatal shot there. He's gone down, and Joe has got his Uber charge up here, the blue medic for Smiley Face playing as Heart Leela here, and it seems like they're going to be able to cap this point with no contest from their opponents. Now moving forward through the choke, and it's a very defensive position here from Comunidade Portuguesa. They know that Uber charge is very dangerous. They have to keep their distance, but they still want to try and spam enough here to put Joe under threat, make him pop off that Uber charge. But they're going to try and push ahead here. Actually, his team want to push. They're just jumping at the bit. They're trying to get in through the door, but Joe's wise. He knows he has to cap the point before they commit to a push. Now this Uber charge will be coming up, but Alex is walking in from underneath. Joe gets one right onto Joe, hasn't down to 80. Joe refuses to pop. 20, 18 health. Goes and gets that kit, but he did not pop off onto Alex, and he's managed to hold on to this Uber charge. But they've waited so long that now San Alex has a charge of his own. He's popped off. They've got pyros, they've got soldiers, they've got everything here, and they've managed to milk the Uber for quite a few seconds. They could potentially move forward and get frags, but there's action on the point. This is great play here from Smiley Face. They've turned the heads of the defending team, and now they're able to walk forward and do a lot of damage for free. But somehow, oh, big air shot coming out there from Alex. Somehow they're holding on to this website, the overdose, but he can't do enough damage for his team
big
here. But
pipe!
Oh, TX! 2 kills from 1 pipe. He's on a 3 kill streak.
Calibri's replying with his own. Another 3 pipes from Calibri. 3 kills there. And they pick it up. Wow, that was just going from team to team. The advantage swaying from either side. The Portuguese team definitely could have held that. And if they'd fixed their mid-fights, they would have had a chance to get back in the game. But unfortunately, it goes 6-1. It really doesn't... the game was much closer than the scoreline makes it seem, Admirable.
That was intense. I think the mids were really troubling Comunidade Portuguesa. We'll take a look at the logs here and see what they tell us as well. But really impressed by the Smiley Face demos and soldiers. They seem to be doing a lot of damage. And looking at the logs, Chill Collins and Calibri really doing work for their team, making a lot of squishy targets there for their scouts to clean up on. ZLJ as well, like the top 3 fraggers, they're all from the Smiley Face team, Joe NUFC's team, but Comunidade Portuguesa didn't do terribly. TX struggled on mids at least. He was significantly outdamaged, but Alex and Nudismo, you know, did big damage in the previous game we cast it last weekend, stepping up again. But they just seem to be a lot more cohesion amongst the Smiley Face ranks.
Yeah, that was a great game and very interesting. I've been getting reports as well that, you know, we were talking about the grudge match that is going on, or just happened, between Flying Gummy Bears and Jay Chapman. Jay Chapman actually managed to squeeze that one out, 5-4. It was an incredibly tense game. The guys from Flying Gummy Bears were telling me that it went 3-0 up to Jay Chapman, and they managed to claw it back by making good use of crits, but unfortunately they just edged it They edged a hedge 5-4 at the end there. They were just pushing that hedge along very slowly, just edging the hedge until they got to 5-4, and Jay Chapman looking very strong. They are going to be coming up against Smiley Face Team in the next round, I believe, Admirable.
Sideshow, I don't want to be accused of favoritism or anything, but that sounds like a good game to cast next.
That does sound like an excellent game to cast. I think we should definitely see if we can get the information for that, because I think that'll be a great one.